Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a Scrap Academy Scraplift. I'm doing this, I'm lifting this lovely layout by Niki Rowland that she did for Bramble Fox. And I'm actually going to use some Bramble Fox products today. Hers is a beautiful Christmas layout that has a lovely photo of her with her daughter, and there's some journaling out here. It kind of the embellishments kind of go in a path like this. She's got strips of paper in the background and a little bit of inky mixed media. I'm gonna pull my ink out. I'm going to do the mixed media last because if I do it now, I will end up smearing it, but there will be some and it'll kind of be in those, I'll try to concentrate it in those same areas. And I will kind of go through how I'm choosing materials to sub in for the ones that you see in the original, and how I plan to go about achieving kind of the same balance and design principles, but with very different materials, because I'm going to go from a Christmas layout with a slightly feminine edge to it to an all-boy kind of football sporty layout, and with a much larger photo, because this one was already printed. So I'll tell you some of the things that I've done. I have taken, I have put my, my camera holder in the path of my chair leg. And I've taken, I have this jar of, this is one of 3 jars I have of branding strips. And I've chosen a few and cut them into 6-inch strips. And I just kind of randomly picked colors and designs. I don't have any particular idea in mind there, so you'll see me make the decision as to which ones to use. I intend, this is a Bramble Fox perspective, which I'm going to use as my title. So it's going to go up here where the Mary goes. And it says official report. And along those lines, for some of the, I might have chosen some word phrases around and kind of where this deck the halls and where this is and some of the areas around in here. I have typed up or printed up some quotes like, don't let him get the ball, a true leader, this kid can move, smart, quick, fast, both sides of the ball. All of those are things that sports writers have written about him. He's 16 now. This was taken, I think, when he was 5, so you can see this is kind of a lifelong obsession. And there's also a story about that jacket. He wouldn't go anywhere without that jacket. He was a huge Beatles fanatic, and he saw a couple movies, Hard Day's Night and Help, and he saw them performing in a dark jacket. So his stepmom at the time found him this one in a thrift shop, brought it home to him, and he had this little button-down, a white button-down collar shirt. This was washed and worn every single day. He wouldn't change from it. So he's out playing football in his Beatles jacket, he called it. So anyway, let's kind of talk about the things that I've done so far. I have, the photo was printed. I trimmed it down to where there was no white border, and then I mounted it on some white cardstock, and I put a sheet of foam to lift it up. So that's what I've done there. The background paper I've chosen is this kind of mixed media looking very distressed paper. It's the B-side of a Christmas paper by Tim Holtz. This was a Christmas cut-apart sheet from many years ago. And I like it because it's kind of reminiscent of this is a filtered photograph, and he was at a beach or a water front or something that was where the ground, this was the sand, and the filter kind of added some distressing to the sand, and then there's something there. So I thought the colors were compatible, and I had, to be honest, I had picked that background out for this photo before deciding to do this lift, before I decided on the design. So I took my my jar of branding strips, and I'm just going to kind of randomly place them. This is one that I didn't quite get trimmed well, and that's okay. These will probably end up, some of them will end up distressed, some of them won't. I'm just going to start putting them, I think I don't want it any further down, and I'm going to kind of just tape them in the middle, and then I'll cut them so that it kind of goes out in that shape that's of the original. I'm going to take, this is, no, that one's too, here we go. This one's a little, and I can't tell on the original if Niki actually placed them with some distance apart, or if she has some lighter color ones overlapping. And I'm gonna kind of do that overlapping thing, and I'm going to tear the ends of some of them. In this case, that overlapping one. I'll do this here, and I'm just kind of making my choices sort of based on what I happen to pick up, and this is easier to do if you do it before you glue it down. And I'm going to cut those. So we'll see. I've got all kinds of different patterns here. And I wanted to throw in, I don't have any patterns that are that have a bright white element. That one is a little bit off-white. I didn't want to contrast too much with the sort of heathered kind of look that's there. Let's see. And I may just start overlapping those. Let me see. I've got some that are that look like kind of antique or vintage magazine articles. I've got this one from a school collection. This one has actually been torn, and I kind of like that effect. I'm going to slide it under the pencils. I don't know how much of the pencils will be covered up. This is meant to be colorful, but not particularly girly, if you will. Not bright. It will have a variety of colors represented. Vicky Rooten's field notes, and I'm actually gonna put the stripy part. There's a bit of red that has kind of stuck to that. And I don't mind if it shows. Let's see, how many more? Let me find some patterns I haven't used. I don't think I've used this one with the hearts. And then there's a primarily black one that I've got going on right here. And I'm really, there's not a big secret to any of this that I'm doing. It's really just a I did the selection from the jar ahead of time and did the cutting ahead of time because it saves time on the video, but it really doesn't, there's nothing much that I did there off camera that is top secret or difficult to figure out. So it's pretty much what you see me doing here. Let's see. I like this wood grain with the waviness there. Okay, so I'm going to stop there and put all these back. I have assembled some chipboard stars from a Christmas collection from a couple years ago. And I've cut some football icons, including his current number, off this Echo Park sticker page. And I have about 4 or 5 of these sticker pages that I picked up at Tuesday morning. I have this Bramble Fox noted, which might kind of go, it might work right here, although there's not anything particularly colorful behind it for it to contrast on. And I had thought maybe the 25 might go on it like that, kind of put it at an angle, and this like that. So we'll see how that works out. I've also got, for those icons that I cut off the sticker sheet, I stuck them to white foam and then fussy cut them so that they'd have a little bit more texture. I have these Bramble Fox stars. It's a line of stars, and it's got this silvery side and it's got the black side. I thought I'd use it kind of down here in combination with these arrows, which I might try to, well, maybe something like that and something like this might be the way I'd use that. And I'll probably use those on the black side. I've got these gold stars that I could work in somewhere, maybe 1 or 2. I've got this little, this little icon right here, the little football and the word football came from the branding on the sticker sheet. So I never let anything like that go to waste if it has a usable image. So those are some ideas, and that's kind of the most planning that I've done. Now, I liked that the embellishments sort of trail up above the line of strips and down below it, and that these are shorter down here. So I'm going to kind of cut them a little, maybe do that one. I'm going to cut both ends for about 4 rows up. And I'm not caring at the moment about the, how straight I'm cutting, because it's not kind of meant to be perfect. I'm going to cut that in as well and kind of let it go out like that. It doesn't have that perfect curve that Niki's has, and I'm going to be picking these up for days. Let me get this back there just a little bit longer than the previous one. And I cut off the torn ends, so there may not be any torn ends after all. So that's, again, something that, you can improvise as you're going along. And there's no layout that I've ever done that wasn't improvised a good bit. Okay, I'm going to leave it this way, and then I'm going to kind of figure out the position of this guy. Okay, I like that. I'm going to go ahead and put it on there because everything else kind of has to take off from there. Okay, now I know I want this here, but I want some other things, maybe like there, and I'll take a couple of these stars. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this off to the side, and then I'll let this little progression of stars kind of go like that. Okay, and it's chipboard, and you know about chipboard, it has to be pretty much nailed down. Let me get, I'm going to get a piece of foam to glue to mount this and get it up there. I do want this up here, probably right there. Let's get some foam on here. And I'm going to have fun with some of the stuff down below. Okay, and I thought I would put one of these little news report kinds of things up here. I printed them, cut them out, glued some foam to the back, and then distressed them using my little foam ink pad, and this is Gathered Twigs Distress Oxides. So it's what I use for distressing when I want a kind of a vintage or distressed look, kind of a dirty look, if you will. So that kind of changed the look from that white to kind of a dirty white. Do I want this up here, or do I want another star? It looks like we maybe could use a star right there. And I like these kind of pinkish gold wonky stars there. Let's see. Now, I thought about, like I said, I thought about having this up here, but maybe it would be better down here. And I can do this set of arrows there. So let me, the other thing I did was these perspectives come with a protective piece on the back and the front, and I carefully peel that off, and so they're ready to use. That was another bit of pre-work. So I'm going to put very tiny dots of adhesive here. If a little does come off on the photo, it dries clear and matte, so you won't be able to tell. Okay, there, and that kind of leaves a spot. He's going the wrong way. I want to use this guy over on this side. So maybe right here with a star overlapping. Let's see if that works. It just kind of fills in this corner, and I'm going to prop this star up on some foam tape down here. And let it overlap because that football is on foam. There we go. And then I can add another little wonky star. I think I'm not going to use those fabric stars. So there's my wonky star. Okay, it's building up nicely. I thought maybe I'll do this and then kind of build a cluster with this and another kind of large star, maybe, let's see. And then I thought I might do this. I do want to see if I can fit in these. Now Niki's got some little puff balls, little puff balls, not the right word, but these could definitely go down at the bottom there, and I could maybe embellish around them. And I like them kind of almost in conjunction with that line of stars. So what I'm going to do is get some liquid adhesive on here and kind of set it down at a stretched out position, like right there. And I know that's not likely to stay there, but it gives me my point at which I'm going to put it down. And when I get all these down and kind of press them in, they should stay. Okay, so now I have to turn it around. That's a little gluey. And just so you know, I know I've got this down lower than I had planned it, but I can add a strip or two. I still had plenty of strips. Here's one, but I can now cut it short, kind of stick it kind of right under there, slightly overlapping that one. Let's see if that's, you know what I'm going to do? Here's an idea. This is down low enough. I should be able to secure that with these staples, and I'll do the same thing over here, and then it can kind of stay loose. And I'm not sure what the puff balls have to do with football. But it should have something, right? I'm going to kind of put that there. This is another of the chipboard pieces, and I thought I could kind of build something of a cluster here with a star down in this corner. Hopefully that's in frame. Let me check and make sure when I moved things a while ago. Okay, that looks like it is. It doesn't look square with the background, and that's because of the angle of the camera. I have some, you can go around and tell people that Scrappy Kathy has a screw loose. There's a screw loose in the, this is what I want to put on there, in the mounting of my phone onto the light that I use to film. And that causes me to have to kind of set things at a strange angle in order for it not to be at an angle to drop and fall and turn on its sides. And every once in a while it gets that way, and I just go in and tighten it. And I tried tightening and it didn't really take. Okay, let's see. And I've just kind of done a little thing here with this piece of adhesive. I want to add another star so that this looks like the embellishment cluster. This "don't let him get the ball" can go right there. And I've got a couple more of those to place. And this I've got this, which can kind of overlap there. So let me get a little piece of foam to prop that up. I like when things overlap the photo. Use this for that, and then I'll kind of I'll put that there. Because this is propped up and I'm going to go over that, I need something back here so that I prop this up the same height. Okay, now I've got some stars that I can partially hide underneath, and I'll kind of do those on both sides. And I think we're almost done. There we go. This is almost taken long enough that we have, a slightly faint idea who might be president. Not gonna know that for a while, I'm sure. Okay, I've got more. This kid can move, so I want to work that in. Probably near. Well, let me put a little bit of foam. This one may want to overlap the, there we go. Overlap the photo. So I want some foam to prop it up onto that same level. Okay, this kid can move. Now here, both sides of the ball. Seems like we need this one coming out right here, and that could easily go over the photo. There's room there. Okay, let's see what we need. We need it out here. And I kind of like the irregular sides, the fact that the strips of paper aren't evenly distributed, and I love the color variety there. So that's good there, and I have one more star, and I thought I might put it right there. How's that? Okay, that can work. I have one piece of chipboard that I didn't use. I thought I might use it as a base for something else, but don't think I needed it. There we go. That kind of props the... Do I need this? Is there some place that it can go? I haven't actually... Oh, and I didn't take the backing. So here's an example. This was the first thing I picked, and I didn't peel it off because I kind of had it already decided and placed, and I think there isn't a coating here. Yeah, that must be, I must have taken that one off. Okay, so let's get this in place. And then we can wrap this up with a few official report there. Okay, that's good. Maybe I want this guy under there. That's good. That works for me, and it gets it off my desk. It gets used, and it kind of enhances that that embellishment right there. And I'm gonna actually cut one of those little fabric stars, and I'm gonna put some glue right here on the edge. Let's put that there, and because I've used one, now I'm going to use 3. I'm going to go for a couple more. And I think I'll use them to kind of trail these embellishments down to here. Okay, normally I get my tweezers out for that, and I just decided to go with fumble fingers anyway. Okay, so this is done. Let's protect the photo and get some ink. This is Dilutions Black Magic or Black Marble Shimmer Spray, and I like the shimmery part that comes out. When it dries, it kind of, the shimmery part settles to the top. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm gonna leave the inking down to the bottom there. We'll pull it up, and there it is. And we'll look back at the original. I think, you know, there were lots of round, Christmassy kinds of icons in the original, and I've kind of done mostly stars and you know, football related icons, and I think it's a reasonable. I'm happy with the lift. It doesn't look any, you know, you look at this page and what springs to mind is not, oh, that looks exactly like that Christmas page Niki Rowland did. And that's kind of what I'm going for. It's, I'm trying to go for, it's a page that Niki's page inspired me to do. The strips, the fact that the strips aren't all even all over, the photo, kind of the embellishments kind of clustered around the photo, and then leading all the way to the top and all the way to the bottom. So I think I've got all of that. And I thank you for watching. I hope this inspires you to go out and try the lift. And you can make it a Halloween page or a Christmas page or a back to school page or the story of what your family does during COVID lockdown. And all of those fun things that we can scrap these days. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next class. Bye.